Hi, my name is Anthony Wall. There's a former director of the FBI named Robert Luskin. He has, in a case where he was a co-defendant that was ongoing at the time of my father's death, but they're further involved then and now, intercities, with Central Connecticut State University and with Trinity College, having been used by predicate acts delivery systems and roles with that, with wrongdoings through sequence shifts, identity thefts, frauds, and racketeering. And worse, on and off their campuses, on and off locations next to the campuses with the same ones. Now that is a whole bunch of name stacking, which makes it sound like makes a person sound like these people are tied to them. Like, and they also made it look like they were tied to me through time. A whole bunch of people associated with the Morrow family, recorded, confessed, demonstrated. Also with the Kerr family, with the family members of students at the schools, and see everyone speaking through other people. Then I have deans and forging names and switching names roles. So they involve the identities of the campuses. Then they need to hide it, so they use wire crimes and mail crime methods, whole methods recorded, not just the acts. So they have been preventing mandated law. And this is the value of the people that you hear as CNN sources. And they also have this intercultural. They have black and white female judges, black and white male and female prosecutors who have that involved with their crimes, with child sex offenders, and with hate groups, and with aggression. Now there's an officer Poison also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with Sandy Hook, Newtown, connected families, intercities to my street, involved with them with predicate acts with the principal sex offenders campus. And they forced that not told on at first, then was caught off campus. Now there are more people recorded with the wire crimes, mail crimes with them with that, and prosecutors retired and standing and with that, including the ones with CNN, because CNN is supposed to follow mandated law. They also have a black female retired prosecutor who pretends that this thing is about keeping the people from being above the law as a crime method with their sequence shifts, as an evidence racketeering method. Worse than that. Now these are people also with criminal uses of Afghanistan, Afghani families associated with on off Trinity College, with a whole bunch of people associated with a Joe DeMoro and with Heather Hansen, with predicate acts on off the Wethersfield town offices, on off Wethersfield Library, further involved as their roles on off New Britain Superior Court, with a whole bunch of other police and people that work with New Britain Superior Court further involved, with child sex offenders with other natures of racketeering with them. Not just that. They also separate types of issues. They're also pretending the judicial branch has integrity. They know it doesn't. So there's a Brian Silver and there's a Christine Padard and Tardet and different there are other Christines with the name Christine, and they also forge name switch names. A whole bunch of people with the name Mike Kerr, Mike Demain, Mike Delaferro, their brothers. KNER also involved with New Britain Superior Court with their Facebook pages, crimes with child sex offenders. Now, these are people who, through administrations, were relied upon by the Obama administration, by earlier administrations that are involved with databases, involved organized crime since I was a kid. Fake conversations with me, fake relationships. I had these people involved that exploited that through time on and off Trinity College. There's a person with the name Dozier, they call it, which is spelled the same as dossier, Dossier. Now there's also a Conrad Bueller, and is a Tom Peruta, and his brother. I don't know his brother's name. I barely know of him. Tom Peruta. He's also recorded confessed with people that went to my 6th grade class, involved with falsified police reports, and with racketeering with a former a former mayor Gold, and his kids are also involved with him with the Leahy family, with a Leahy family, but also with a Joe Aiello, who's involved with Interbranch, also directing people to evidence this crime online and to call in fake police reports tied to their sequence shifts. Now, and their criminal uses of Facebook policing. Now, in YouTube, they have the sensibilities of these online platforms, also involved with predicate acts with private lawyers, like a Trantolo and Trantolo is recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts and or wrongdoing and sequence shifts with F.B.I. and with C.I.A., with state police and with Wethersfield Police and Rocky Hill Police, on off WFSB's location, also with military police, foreign and domestic, also military, foreign and domestic families, also with them on off Fox Connecticut News with the same ones, involved with the same predicate action roles, further with the child campuses, further with child offenders, and with them before they got caught. Their predicate acts were used to prevent them from being caught. Falsified police reports. Whole bunch of Wethersfield police use crime methods, forging names, switching names, having people call up fake police reports. Then they come and do a wellness check. They have that also involved with the guy who broke into my house with no warrant, made a threat to me in relationship to a Scalora family, which is also recorded and confessed involved with on off the Wethersfield, the World Trade Center involved racketeering, predicate acts with the people from my town. Also, a cousin she told one of my Saudi sources she had sex with, one of the Joe DeMoros, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts on off New Britain Superior Court with them. Also on off Trinity College, on off Central Connecticut State University, directly, indirectly, with a whole bunch of people. Now these are a whole bunch of people leading up to and in the Trade Center attack, with wire crimes, with mail, and with media. Now they have communications departments. They tell them how to hide live progressions, apparently, demonstrably, not legally though. Also, they have a Normandy Heights, and they have a Tuttle House. It used to be a Tuttle House, where they have the body dumping spot of a serial killer. And that serial killer, that person, is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with a whole bunch of Wethersfield police involved with predicate acts with him and with that location since I was in grammar school, since I was in high school. So what they need to do is follow mandated law, but they can't follow mandated law. So they need to pretend all these things that they're offensively lying about on CNN. They are preventing mandated law, simultaneously pretending to be against people being bigger than the law, while they're getting over on the law. They're hiding. What do you think? Never see. This is why and how we have areas that are overtly forsaken. We have natures of education are overtly forsaken. Everyone's self-valued roles having kept and keeping the real causes of it blame the other things others themselves. Oh, it's about we want to be part of the magnet schools. Now a CCSU magnet school on Franklin Avenue in Hartford. Now CCSU, Central Connecticut State University, is in New Britain. They are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated organized crime acts roles and methods roles through administrations and with election spots, Wethersfield town offices, libraries. I don't know if they have election. They have the election there too, also involved with it, preventing mandated law there. Their roles with sexual crimes. Their roles further with people associated with the mother of one of the people on the child sex offender registry, with her sons and a bunch of people tied to them further involved with that. And then crimes with the child sex offenders with their doctors. Now, these are doctors also involved through time with courts, with predicate acts, with various natures of judges, various natures of courts in collusion with predicate acts and whole methods, predicate act delivery systems, methods of it, methods of hiding it, mass wrongdoing, wrongdoers, standing criminal and serious natures of positive treatments, like the female prosecutor with CNN, the male prosecutor, too. They like retire. They pretend they're about the president's. We're against the president's being above the law. No one's above the law. They've been above the law, prevent the criminally foreign influence through the, now these are people also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with Wethersfield town offices and library, and with Trinity College involved, with houses next to it, with Afghan families involved with them, with predicate acts, with Los Solitos, and with Italian organized crime groups. Also with the witness protection program involved with their predicate acts and sequence shifts, with My Street, with Wethersfield Police, with a whole bunch of FBI agents, including former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, which shows them also sequence shifts, cover-ups, and other natures of predicate act delivery systems, methods, roles with this Comey and with Mueller. They also lie about the behavior of people in response to their aggressions. Now there's an Officer Poison, who's a little punk coward. That's recorded. He started aggression with child sex offenders, making up falsified police reports against me, and with his physical delusions recorded. Now, see, these are little punks with guns, crimes, threats over here in my area. Also with the witness protection program associated with it. Same house is involved with them with wire crimes, mail crimes, drug crimes, sexual circles interbranch, falsified police reports tied to that. You think they care about people? That's why they're putting them in jail little kids, especially from exploited areas. Especially they have differential justice systems. Sicker on each area distinctly, not distinctly, simultaneously, so they can get over on it. Because the intercities we have connected through administrations. They already used the Obama administration criminally. Very simple. It's not complicated at all. It's just extensive. The only thing that complicates it, have so many nations here fake with them, 6 sides here and there. They're reliant upon themselves being sick so they could discern, so they could pretend their integrity through contrast, not through correlation, which is reliant upon sequence true. So that we have English, we have each of the sciences worse than just consciously, methodically, tactically obfuscated. Now we have a whole bunch of men and women associated with sexual circles, and then their girlfriends involved with that. Everyone speaking through other people, like with a Heather Hansen and people at Trinity College with predicate acts against me, forging names, switching sequences, mail crime roles, wire crime roles, online crime roles. Also demonstrated uses of professors I had from off campuses maintained further and further on campuses. They're using the identities of the campuses because then they keep them needed to hide predicate acts roles with judges, with prosecutors, with states attorneys, with their family members, with the family members of judges, with the family members of police forms, a whole bunch of people associated with Wethersfield Police Chief's daughter. I went to schools I went to, involved with them with predicate acts, identity thefts, frauds, and worse than just racketeering, which is about what color was used for. So then they make it harder and harder for people to get monetized on YouTube. And they block people and they take away accounts. And they lie about what is actually recorded online interbranch. And they use time always too fast, too slow to prevent free speech. They pretend they're about fact finding when they're really only about sequence shift cover-ups, making mistakes with facts on purpose. That's why we don't have evolution. We have a whole bunch of fake men and women pretending other. Then they put these faces of aggression on, Like with the women, who's going to counter a women? They also attach me to fake yelling at women with Hartford Hospital, where they have 3 times recorded, confessed, involved, and demonstrated their crimes with child sex offenders since before they got caught. And further, I can't get a response from them. Respond for this Brendan Leahy and his son, Brendan Leahy, other brothers of his, and other men and women in their family also involved with predicate acts with Hartford Hospital and on off that location, as people involved with predicate acts with New Britain Superior Court, other Hartford courts. Now, respond for them. The news also made up predicate acts with them. WFSB and Fox Connecticut News. Not only did they record, confess, and demonstrate they have predicate acts roles with police and judges and prosecutors and their family members and military, police, foreign, and domestic on and off their locations, all the way along that route that goes by the state judicial branch offices. That goes by around the corner from where WFE is in Rocky Hill. They're also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with WFSB and with Fox Connecticut News involved with predicate acts with people on Broad Street and their uses of Broad Street and of Zion Street for their predicate acts roles with Los Alisos and with overt criminal enterprises and killers associated with them with predicate acts on my street and untimely deaths with drug clicks with a whole bunch of people tied to a Dillon family. Recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with my new and past neighbors with mail crimes with them, wire crimes with them, falsified police reports with them, leading up to and in the Trade Center attack, leading up to and in with their kids also rolls with them with a principal sex offenders campus, with other foreign and domestic, Brian Silver, Christine Bedard, and some other Christines, Christine Tardat and some other Christines are involved with them all along that route that goes by the state judicial branch offices with predicate acts also on off New Britain Superior Court. 2 Mendes police are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts on off New Britain Superior Court, on off Wethersfield Police Department, falsified police report rolls, their crimes with police equipment with child sex offenders, leaders of the kids, like the principal sex offender campus or a voy or whatever it is. Also sex offender, but there was also actually recorded online other people involved with him. They didn't let him tell on too. That's why, his doctors, his reported doctors are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated physical delusions, falsified police reports rolls, drug crimes, wire crimes, mail crimes, and crimes with judges, crimes with other families in my area associated with prison cliques that are tied to these courts and to the campus and to the sciences at CCS, Central Connecticut State University, other campuses, on and off those campuses. Now they have Central Connecticut State University has ties toward Dakota's place in Rocky Hill. Also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated like with motels and stuff and hotels associated with them, with predicate acts with a whole bunch of names associated with these judges' family members, like a Delafair family. Also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with organized crime acts on and off the Wethersfield High School and with houses next to them. All sides of Wethersfield High School have roles with untimely deaths and have roles with other natures of drug crime uses of them. All sides of them with private school kids that connect with the interbranch family members and they steal people's identities, spreading categorical lies where we're not going to be in relationship to database relationships. We are forced by databases to be in this classroom. Colonists were forced by databases to say certain things, to not say other things, to hide things being said. So this is a database involved identity ground, organized crime, method using human nature, using identity, using sequence nature. So all we need is mandated law. but the courts are they are already criminally involved, so they are preventing mandated law to be told on. They're pretending they're against people being above the law because they already acted above the law. They already acted sicker than most killers because of their roles with those killers, with other natures of organized crime, like the serial killer, like the killers associated with the body dumping spot of Billy Grosso, further involved with them with a Fianza family, further involved with them on off the state judicial branch offices, on off houses on Two Rod Highway, where it runs into Hangdog Lane, and the other end runs into the Burlington Turnpike, which leads to the heart of Hartford. At the end of the Burlington Turnpike, before the heart of Hartford, there are 3 locations there associated with Wethersfield Police Chief's family and with a Fred Gruzet and with his daughter's foreign and domestic family involved with crimes and uses of a Soto family. Also, as the ones with predicate acts, delivery system roles with Newtown families, with fire departments. Also, they have Russian families involved with that, and their predicate acts with medical campuses, and the databases at private campuses and private businesses. As these people involved also with timed overt criminal enterprises actors kept needing to hide the same sequence shifts, same finite lies, active lies, progressive lies, identity thefts, frauds, and racketeering lies. They need to pretend not to like people they don't even know, like a people that use the name Joey Quest, involved with my new and past neighbors, also with the other houses in the area, involved further with interbranch predicate acts. How many times I asked you for response? Now they also have the ad companies involved with the news companies, involved with them where they're criminally foreign influenced through that's where the money's coming from. Oh, it's just because of the money. That's why we're doing that. Now they're doing this also with YouTube. Do what's right and stop lying about the substance of what I say online. Then you have little faggots act like that, involve that with your child sex offender crimes. Then you're going to take away our free speech and pretend it's aggressive against sexual groups you guys are using as weapons, as homeland security, as homeland breaching fronts. I don't have to have a conversation with the faggot kid leaders and the women involved with them, with their faggot husbands, interbranch, with the fucking child of sex offenders and their crimes. They use the fact that you go into courts. They're going to attach you to fake words. They're going to attach you to fake locations, fake relationships to others. They're going to pretend you're just saying this stuff is not true because you're just trying to get out of trouble. And they're just going to make up more things, call you names, like call you liar. So we have to have a response for them because they have more houses on and off Two Rod Highway, on and off Hangdog Lane, further involved with uses of Mr. Biden, further involved with uses of the Obama administration, earlier administrations. Since I was a kid, the same high school, the same grammar school I went to is the ones involved with child offenders, other natures of racketeering, uses of it, confessions out of nowhere from people that made no sense then, but then it connected to the predicate acts on and off Trinity College, on and off Central Connecticut State University connected. There are intelligence people associated with Glastonbury and intercities with a Pandolf family, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts on and off Trinity College, on and off Central Connecticut State University with them. Also, predicate acts roles with them on and off Wethersfield High School. I never saw them, never had anything to do with them. Middle school, I barely know them from high school. Also, in the high school class he was in with me, he's recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts associated with people and wrongdoing associated with as the person of the teacher. I don't know her name. I forgot her name. She told a story of a year about a kid. She said whacked off in a mirror across the street from my school's library faces her window. She's also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts with a Casper family. I also never had a conversation with people associated with the Casper family, and with the Anthony Yagman, his brothers and family involved with them also with houses on each side of the high school, as people involved also with the extended family members of a house in my area that came in when I was in fourth grade. Never had a class with them in grammar school or in middle school. Now they had a middle school summer school class where they put me in class with a Heather Hansen, a Joe DeMoro, and my neighbor Ray Cololo. Now these are people also they had that me put in that class as their roles with predicate acts with a Rick Sanfaglione, a Brian Silver, and other prosecutors involved with him, with judges retired and standing. See, they're making problems. They're setting kids up in a sustained ways. They're stacking lies against little kids. This is not just sexual the problems. That's why they have women involved with it. Self-valued roles with child sex offenders, real sick women into branch, and they have aggression. But you need to be able to counter this by having writing exchanged. Since I was a kid, they wouldn't put anything in writing. They confessed, recorded, and demonstrated they use falsified police reports. They pretend they make mistakes. Then they don't show you any writing the whole time you're in courts. They're attaching you and your family members to more fake words, more fake sequence relationships, more fake relationships to other people, more fake words with other people that never were at all. They have dozens and dozens and dozens of people with Connecticut courts, out of the state judicial branch offices, out of the state prison offices. All we need is mandated law followed. They have Afghanistan through administrations involved with this. They have 5 pilots with on off Trinity College involved with my new and past neighbors with them. Also with elderly homes as the ones further with the child campuses. And with the aggression. They have the aggression online. You better respond for them because they're not going to respond. So someone with a badge and who's got a gavel, who's not a coward, little creep like them, respond here. Pretend you're for Noah being above the law. You guys are sick since founding, pounding drums. All we need is free speech. You think Hartford, Connecticut had legal representation? Let alone we have Russians also involved with them. I don't know their names. I don't know the name of the Russian woman who repeated confessions to me and others. Her roles with this Leahy family. First time when I saw him, I saw his face and his father's face. Who I don't know if that's his father because of what was written. And the mail crime roles with that. He faked whole conversation with it. He couldn't have misinterpreted me because there were no conversations. He even did weird stuff, contorted his body because he was upset because I wouldn't want to speak with him. Now that's also his predicate acts roles with a Dr. Zeman. 2 other times they brought me in there. A Judge Killian, delusions raw, criminally foreign influence, sick nature. Predicate acts roles with them. Get them onto paper now. Then you have the nerve to run for office. Get them on paper now. Make sure that Judge Killian has nothing to do with the law ever again. Make sure you get me a response for the New Britain Superior drug clerk sexual circles with this Brendan Leahy guy, with his son Brendan Leahy, with women in their family. Let's go! They have fake conversations with me. They lie about what's actually recorded into databases. FISA court, ha! What are you doing out off Trinity College with the out off Wethersfield Library for the domestic families? With you scumbags. You better hurry up too for the military families. I'll share with them too. Get off my name. What's his name? Robert Schedule. Man, look! Respond for me here, motherfucker! And your fucking girlfriend tied to the calling up Biden per the radio. Right on the radio. Asked him to go to a dance with her. A whole bunch of Aspire girls, a whole bunch of their boyfriends associated with this Donald Farrow family, with judges, various natures of courts, all off these spots. Now you respond, I asked you 50,000 times, nice. You give me a response in writing. You pick one name and one sequence. They have those crime methods. They're predicate delivery system methods of forging names, of switching names, pretending not to realize everyone's speaking through others, lying about what's online, preventing writing since I was a kid. No further, they have the phones being coached. Their Wethersfield police chief further involved with child sex offenders with his daughter, with his daughter's extended family members, with people with girls with husbands that have boyfriends involved, with the departments at CCSU with predicate acts, predicate act delivery systems. Galucci, respond for these motherfuckers. I don't know you, and you don't know me. And you goddamn better motherfucking pretend that. You better motherfucking pretend otherwise. You better respond for this Zylo and the rest of the people with the child campuses associated with you into cities, into departments of CCSU with your predicate acts. As your ones with predicate acts rules on off UConn, on off Trinity College, on off Wesleyan, on off Middlesex Community College, on off the Wethersfield High School, on off the South Dean Middle School further. People are further on off water locations, like in Middletown. Further involved with this Phil Collo, also further recorded, confessed and demonstrated involved with people from Sandy Hook, crimes of child sex offenders, people from Middletown water spots involved with Justice Department racketeering with databases, mail crime, wire crime, identity theft, fraud, racketeering. His roles with these Anthony Agnew, Joshua Julian, further involved with the principal sex offenders Facebook page, then and now with them. Whole bunch of people tied to them. I didn't ask you guys to have everyone paint themselves into corners. Fake! Now respond for the military too. You cowards! Respond here now for this guy, Robert Schedule, and his ties to the Obama-Biden crackpots with child sex offenders right through their administration. You motherfuckers. I asked you for a fucking response in writing, you fucking cowards. Then you have them pretend aggressions where they're going to get everyone arrested. If they fucking counter their bullshit, fucking fake fucking aggression, fake fucking integrity, fake fucking courage. Get down! Don't even fucking have them speak, motherfucker. It's very fucking simple. Use black and white. Them, motherfucker.